Hello, my name is Austin Bollier, and I will be kit bashing some mechs in virtual reality using Adobe Medium. I have a Quest 2 here with the link cable so that we can use the Quest 2 with Medium. So let me just sort of show you how I have things set up in VR. First things first, I have two layers here. One is my base layer, the other is the Kitbash layer. I'm going to start with the base layer to kind of work in some proportions. I have a bunch of concept art that I imported from different places. I think this is from Elysium, that's the Boston Dynamics robot, Atlas. And these are mainly just for sort of understanding and getting the proportions of the model for my base layer. You don't want to copy these directly. You want to take bits and pieces from each one of them and sort of make something new. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. First, you need to make sure you're on the base layer. And then we need to come in here and I'm going to start working out just sort of like a base mesh. So we're going to start with a little bit of a head shape. Maybe something kind of like this. Nothing too fancy. This is just sort of a base mesh to get started and kind of understand the proportions of things. Next we want to let's try to make the body maybe it's like a slightly bigger chest, and then it sort of tapers down into the waist. And then we can kind of add in our little place where we'll sort of connect the hip joints. Something like that maybe. And then of course we'll go ahead and add some hips. One thing I do need to note, I have mirror mode on and 30% angle snaps. This just sort of helps me get a better base layer. Straighter and just, a little slightly easier. Okay, maybe like some kneecaps or something. And then the rest of the leg should need to be slightly thinner. Everything should sort of just taper down. You really want to make things look sort of agile and dangerous. Have them taper to a point. Either the limbs or the weapons. Everything should just sort of taper in. Okay. That's pretty good. Let's try to make the feet now. I always struggle trying to make feet. Let's see. Yeah. Use something like this. Just kind of go out with the feet. Oops. Nope. A little smaller. Something like that. Okay, it's kind of a little bit of an instep, so let's go ahead and just use the move tool. And let's kind of move this to be more out. Something like that. Okay. Now let's move on to the arms. So we'll have maybe like a little connector joint right there, and then some sort of like bigger shoulder piece. Just go down from that, and we'll kind of make like a bicep, be a little shorter. Bicep type thing. Another little connector piece maybe, and then the rest of the forearm. Proportions don't have to be exactly like human anatomy, and then just like, you know, this is where the hand would be. Proportions don't have to be exactly like human anatomy. These are robots. I mean, you can kind of design them however you'd like, but you kind of follow that as a guideline, and then we can kind of put in like something like that. Okay, so now that we have that done, looks pretty good. We're going to make sure that we're on the Kitbash layer. I went through about 30 minutes of doing this and realized, oh, well, I'm actually on the wrong layer. So double check, make sure you're on another layer before you start this next step. He's kind of got like, I don't know, like gorilla arms almost. I'm not sure if I love that. Maybe I can make his arms a little bit smaller. So if we look at our reference, this goes about, it's right here. Then he has a little bit of a joint piece. And then this goes down. Something like that. And then they have the hands. Hands could be like that. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Not sure if this is how I'll keep it. Maybe I'll push them in a little bit. Seems like these are kind of at an angle. But this is fine for now. Okay. Now, I just did that on the wrong layer. You see how easy it is to do things on the wrong layer. So first off, make sure you're on the right layer. And we'll go ahead and do this again. Didn't really like it the other time either. Something like that. Not bad. Okay. Let's give him a little bit more of a, let's go wider sort of stance. And we can make his legs just a little bit longer. Nope. Okay. All right, now what we're gonna do is we'll go to the Kitbash layer. We'll make sure we're on the Kitbash layer this time. We'll go to our clay tool and we'll make sure we'll have like a slightly darker gray color. I downloaded some custom stamps and we are just gonna go in here and start stamping things. First things first, kind of check the resolution of your Kitbash pieces, make sure they're pretty good. This is okay. And we're gonna start laying in some shapes now. I guess I'll start with the feet. First off, make sure you're on the Kitbash layer, okay. And we'll just start laying in some pieces. No big deal. I have to mention I am on 30% for the grid snap. Mirror mode is on, of course, to get that nice symmetrical look. We're going to just start popping in several pieces, and as you go, you can then turn off that base layer and see what you're working with. Come back to it. Just use it as a template, use it as a guide kind of make it a little bit easier for you to kind of get the proportions right. Let's put this in as another part of the leg. With that, we're going to need one of these. Nope, wrong one. We're going to need one of these. Maybe put that in as sort of like a, sort of the knee, kind of there. Okay, perfect. Maybe put one of these on top, make it more of like a kneecap. Maybe something more like this. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We have a bunch of pieces. Use this one to kind of make like a thigh. Something like that. And then you see very quickly we are making our Kitbash mech. Very quickly. Let's see, what can we do for this? Something like that. Let me put one on the back. No. You can get a lot of use out of just one piece. It's quite amazing what you can do with not very much. Sort of build out the abdomen a little bit. Just some random pieces. And now we'll build out the torso. What do we have to build out the torso with? What is this one? Not the greatest one. Eventually, as you go through your library of custom pieces, you'll find ones that you like more than others. You'll start downloading other ones. You'll make your own, and you'll just build up a library of pieces that you can then use on all of your models. And the possibilities just open up exponentially depending on how many pieces you have in your library. This seems like a pretty good solid piece. So do something like this, like that. Come here on the sides, and then just start laying it in. And then we could check. Let's see how it's going. We can turn off our base, and we can see very quickly we're starting to get a Kitbash mech. It's quite amazing. Make sure you're on the right layer. Don't want to accidentally switch. It's very easy to kind of hit the wrong button when you're in VR. Very, very easy. I think this is like a gun muzzle or something, but it would make a great little piece to kind of come in here and add like a circle bit, and then since it's hollow, you can then take the one of these, and if you take the circle, or the sphere, I mean, you turn the steady stroke all the way up, and you make it small, you can kind of come in here and start painting in tubes, or if you get really small, you could do wires. and those could live inside of there. Let me just sort of show you that real quick. I'm not going to do it here, but let's turn off our base. But yeah, you could see we can just take one of these and we can start feeding wires through that, and it gives it like a nice depth. This is just a muzzle barrel for like a gun or whatever. Let's see, we want to use shoulders. I like this piece a lot. I think this is a great piece, a lot of versatility, nice angles to it. Awesome piece. I think VR is uniquely great for doing Kitbash because it's so easy to just start laying stuff in. I haven't done too much kit bashing in programs like Blender or Maya because it doesn't seem like you're copying and pasting different elements. I know people do kit bashing in ZBrush, but this just feels so intuitive to just come in and start. I'm actually going to replace this with this. And so just start coming in and just start placing things and having the scale and to be able to move it with your hands, and it's an amazing feeling to be able to kit bash in VR. It's so fast, it's so intuitive, and I feel like Medium with its stamp library is a great tool to create things like this. You can just do it so quickly. This might not be great. Let's go back to this one. Nope. And this will sort of be the base for the hand. And we can add some fingers and a thumb. So let's say it has two actuators on top to sort of grasp things. This might be a little short. And then one on the bottom to sort of act like a thumb, I guess. Something like that. It's pretty cool. All right, now let's work on the head. I think that's the last little bit, and then we can really go into detailing out this mech. Let's see what we got. Put in some blocky shapes, sort of fill out the form a little bit. The head might be a little too wide. One thing to remember when you're designing these things is that if it gets too wide, it becomes a little less dangerous. Everything here is sort of tapering in, or is very, very thin-headed. And I feel like if something has a thick, wide head, we associate it with maybe sort of like unintelligent or less dangerous. So when you're designing things, make sure that you always have that sort of tapered idea in your head. Sort of thing. Try to make things come to a point, like angled in. That helps tremendously when designing these things. And you can look to nature for those sorts of design elements. Okay. And you can find some great things in nature. I know snakes have very tapered, dangerous looking heads. And you can use that in your designs and bring a level of fear into your mechs. I mean, if these are supposed to be dangerous robots, then that's what you need to incorporate. Okay, so this is pretty good. So far so good. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort of fill this in the rest of the way. Different elements. Let's see, let me back some of this. Maybe a bit of that. This, maybe. No. That. Cool. Getting there. We are getting there. Some more of these. That looks good. Okay. I kind of like a little bit of this hollowness to the middle of the model. Here we can go ahead and put one of these in here like this, sort of. Whoops. Make sure we get that the right size. There we go. Kind of interesting look. Okay, that looks pretty good. We can also, another technique is instead of just adding pieces, you can work subtractively. You can use the erase tool, and sometimes if you're using a stamp, Adobe Medium won't show you what exactly it is you're working on. What I'm saying is I'm on the erase right now, but it's not red. To fix that, just go and switch to a regular box, and then go back to the piece that you were using. It goes this one. Go back to the piece you were using, and then it'll turn red again. So this is a great little way to add details, because you can just sort of come in here and you can grab anything, and you can start adding little bits of subtractive detail to the model. And it's great. Lot of possibilities with this to just sort of really break things up if you need to. It really helps a lot to do this, and maybe not something like that, but you can use one of these. I come in here and I can try to add little bits like that. Maybe there's a spot right here that's kind of cut out. That's pretty cool. Maybe on the side too, I can cut out a little bit of this. And there's a big flat area right here, so instead of maybe just adding something, we can take something away. See? Pretty cool. Let's switch gears. Let's go back to adding things. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to a lighter gray color. We're going to add a new layer. New sculpt layer, and we're going to increase the resolution maybe 2 or 3 times. And And we're going to go back to add. See, see, it's still red, so you just have to switch to something like that, and then you can go back. What we're looking for here is we're just going to kind of like add a little bit of more of a contrasting elements to this. That way it's just not all just like one solid gray blob. That's what you kind of don't want. You don't want it to be a gray blob. That's important. Just add some visual variety to the design. Maybe add a little bit of depth to it, but be very, very subtle with it. Don't go overboard with these little pieces. They're just here to add a little bit of variety. See, these feet don't make any sense. There's nothing attaching it. All right. It's not working. You're on the right layer. For some reason, this piece doesn't work. Let's try a different one. Oh, I'm outside of the bounds. I see. So let's select our Kitbash layer. And let's sort of, let's go back to this layer. We'll add to that once we get back to that Kitbash layer. So let's just go ahead and add a little bit of variety to the different sections. And we're just going through and we're detailing different sections, adding different parts. We're just changing it up a bit. We're making it look just a little bit more interesting. Just a little bit more interesting. This is a big solid chunk right here. Take care of that. Oops. If we make it a little bit bigger, we might be able to add this like this. Huh? Yeah, what do you think? Let's see, we got this sort of like cagey piece. Maybe we can add this to something. Maybe a bit to the arm. We might be at too high of a res. My computer just doesn't like me. Oh, almost got it. A little bit bigger. See. That's cool. That is very cool. Just trying to find little places to put things. Definitely need to turn down the resolution on this layer. All right, before things get too complicated, yeah, we're on the right layer. Let's go ahead and save. Let's save this as, yeah, it's kind of like a humanoid mech. There we go. And save, just whatever. Uninspired name. Okay. Maybe have one of these pieces. Like that. And then you can have another piece connect that to this. I don't know why that would be there, but it's kind of cool. Maybe sort of have like a kneecap kind of thing. No, I don't know. Go straight on. Like that. And it kind of gives me an idea. Let's create a new layer. This layer is kind of, let's increase the res one time. How's that? Is that good? Yeah, that's good. And let's pick a color. Let's pick a color and let's put in some body panels. Red looks pretty cool. Green, there's orange. But I'm a fan of the light blue. Like a bluish, grayish kind of color. How's that? It's kind of a little too baby blue. Let's go a little darker. That's better. Like kind of like a cobalt almost. Let's go in here. Let's add some panels. Something like that. Cool. Smaller one down here. Nope. Don't like it. Maybe we can make it a little smaller. A little accent. Nothing too fancy. It kind of doesn't make sense that it's right there. It'd probably be right here because we try to protect that joint. Something like that. No. I think it looked better right here. I don't know why. Yeah. Okay. And we can kind of carry that on to other parts of the mech. So do we have any other pieces like that? Not too many. What is this? Huh. Okay. I know where this can go. Right about here. See? Make it put a big one right here. That was part of the chest piece. And put it upside down. Something like that. Can we get away with that? No. Bigger? No. Right here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. What else we got? Little tiny ones. Pretty cool. Where else can we put these? I'll put them back here. Just a little bit of plating. What else we got? One of these? What is this gonna do? Does that look weird? I think that looks weird. Can we do something else with it? Something like that? It's kind of like a butt scoop. I mean, it's fine. But let's try to make it a little better. Something like that. Don't ask me why the robot has that. Maybe something like this. It's kind of cool. Maybe put one on the side here to kind of like double up the paneling. These are extra special panel bits. Need to be protected. That's what's underneath. Pretty cool. No, you know, I don't think I like that. I'm not sure. I think I'd rather keep this middle part free of those sorts of panels. Increase mobility or something. We can maybe do like a sort of like a tiered, scaled plating. That's kind of cool. I really like that. All right. Hands need one. Let's probably connect to right here. And then get smaller as it goes on. It almost looks good. Instead of doing that, let's just put in whatever. One of these. Come on. One of these. That's what I want. There we go. It's kind of uninspired. Let's put some on the head now. What do we got for the head? Some of these are inverted. It makes me hard to tell what it is. What is this? Oh, that looks kind of cool. This is some sort of like memory module or something. Or plating for the memory module. Why is this not? Why is that not right? Smaller. That's kind of cool. We got any more of these? What is this one? This? What is this? No, no, no. Oh, that's it. Oh, that was that one. All right. Gonna put things. Let's go back to angle snap. Dang, I'm not liking any of these places to put this. What else we got? I'm just sort of going in and putting in all the different pieces that I need. I think we're kind of getting a little bit close to some of the final parts. Let's go back to the erase. That's kind of it's an interesting technique. Not a very good one to do that though. Just need to add a little bit of visual interest to this section. A couple of cutouts. It's like little H's. Let's work. No. Use the end of this. Yeah. Yeah, did all that work and I'm just going to cover it up. But that's okay. That's okay. Nope, don't like that. Maybe on some of these. These are like screw covers or something. What else we got? Let's check out one of these. Let's go back to this layer. Let's back to that layer. Let's get this sort of gray color. And let's put these in. Why not? I don't know what they do. Okay, let's go back to this. Really neglected the feet a little bit, didn't I? I always just like kind of dislike making the feet for some reason. I never think they turn out very well. Very careful when you're moving things around. It really can really make a mistake. That'll set you back. Speaking of making mistakes, let's save. We're almost going to call this one complete. Add some more bits in here. Kind of forgot about. Let's go back to this layer. Select that blue color. Let's find a nice panel. Let's find a nice panel. Just that one, yeah. Put it on. Last thing I'm gonna do, one of the last things, I'll go through, I'm gonna erase this bit at the bottom of the feet, make it a little bit flatter. It's better. Yeah, those are nicer feet. Feel more substantial. He feels a little short. Just a little bit. Make sure we're on the right layer. I have no idea what that does, but it looks cool. Are these guns? Are these like shoulder mounted guns or something? What do we have for that? We have something. One of these? I don't know. Why not? I don't know. To do barrels, use the sphere, hit erase, stroke all the way up, take the line tool, scroll it down until you get the barrel size that you want, and then just go through it. That was not the barrel size, I'm going to be a little smaller. Just go through. Try to center it up. That'll help. There. Got little guns coming off it. Guns need ammo. That's important. Go back to add. Maybe there'll be like a little bit of a magazine or something else. Does that make any sense? I don't think that makes sense. Maybe under here. really make it really big, really get in here with the details on these things. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like this. This might be a little bit overkill for what we're doing. Select this layer. Let's go in here. Let's go to erase. And let's try to make like a little bit of a indentation. Actually, I don't like that. Let's just leave it the way it is. I'll build a box around it or something. Oh, looks like it could be a receiver. Something like this. Back to this, go back to add. And then we'll just sort of come in here and really quickly add something that could kind of indicate. Okay. Yeah. Just a little indication. Nothing too fancy. Oh, just putting on details. You could spend all day doing this. And I have. Right? Pretty cool. Face. I didn't spend that much time on the face. Let's detail the face a little bit. What do we got? We got whatever these are. Let's add the gray color. There's like no gray color on here. What are those things? What is this? Oh, is that that? It's like a stop sign eye. We could do red, we could do green, we could do blue. Blue is already the color of the thing for the armor plating. So we're gonna come in here. We're gonna make a red eye. Let's make a new layer. That's just gonna help us later on when we're in the other software adding materials. Maybe put an emission material on it or something. Red eye. Like it's HAL 9000. Really cliche, I guess, but you know, what can you do? Okay, now it's kind of, whoops, it's kind of peeking through. I don't want that. There we go. I think it's small, kind of beady. I need something under here. Just doesn't look right. Make sure you have the right layer selected when you do these things. Bad. Okay. A little bit of an erase time. do something like this. Little notches are fun. Makes things look a little bit more mechanical. Okay, so one thing I wanted to add that I think would be pretty cool is maybe like a little bit of asymmetry to the model. Now, everything we've done so far has been symmetrical, so it's perfectly mirrored from left to right. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to add like a little bit of a thing on top of its head. Right, and I don't know, should I have it up here, kind of break some of this up, or should I have it down here as part of the thing? Let's see, how does that look? I don't know. I like it up here. I think I'm going to put it up here. What I'm trying to build right now is sort of like maybe like a radio communication thing. Or maybe like a LiDAR scanner. Something like that. Barely used the smooth tool on this. That looks pretty good. Color. Kind of like just another gray color. And let's add, make sure we're on the, right there. I'm gonna come in here. Maybe it's off on the side instead of from the back. Do you know how video wires are like yellow on VCRs? What is it? Yellow, red, and white. Let's do that. Let's do yellow. And it kind of comes in here, attaches. Let's do red. Follows this sort of the same path. We could do yellow and red. That looks kind of cool, but we're also gonna add a bit of a white one in there. See? Not the neatest in the world, gotta be honest. Let's have them just come down from the front. I think if we avoid that kind of weird curve, that'd be better. Red. What's in right next door? And yellow. I don't know exactly. Yep. There we go. Adds just a little detail to the head. But I think that's it. I think that's the entire model. Let's go ahead and save. And thanks for joining me. Watching me kitbash this. Of course, you know, I could add endless details, but you don't want to just keep adding detail and adding detail and adding detail. You want to leave spots that are empty to kind of break up the model a little bit. Back looks cool as well. We kind of got turned around here, didn't it? Somehow. How did this happen? Don't exactly know. But that's it. That is the kitbash. We kind of came up with the concept. As you can see, it's inspired by, but it's not exactly like all these other ones. It's got elements from it, like a LiDAR scanner on top of the head. I kind of put that up there. Although the scale doesn't really make sense for that. That's okay. Antenna. I was thinking about maybe adding an antenna. Didn't really want to do that. None of these have shoulder guns. That's kind of cool. Shoulder guns. The plating is sort of from this one. Kind of got that idea. This sort of has this tiered sort of armor thing from, that's kind of what samurai do. That's kind of a mistake, but it's okay. We can fix it. Let's just come in here and let's fix that. Right layer selected. And let's make that look like it's more like bolted on, or like it could move or something. Oh, dang it. You know what? I forgot I didn't have mirror on. Well, we could fix that. Just put the mirror on. Something like... that. Dang. There's always something with these things. Alright. Don't want to get too crazy with it. I'll be here all day. I didn't really work on the hands at all. Well, we gotta do that. Work on the hands. Shouldn't be too bad though. Give me the piece. I'm just gonna come in here. I'm just gonna add this. Be real lazy about it. One of these. One of those. There we go. There we are. That is all I will be doing. Gotta know when to quit it. Save. And thanks for joining me.